What's up, everybody? Chad here, hanging out today in the workhouse. It is scribe delivery packing time. It's Hot Wing monthly packing time. We are fleshing out the plans for the rest of the year. Just finishing out the holidays and then jumping into 2019, and got really big ambitious plans for next year for the business overall. And yeah, it's been a lot of work, and we're in an amazing place right now, so feeling pretty good. And luckily we brought in some people the past couple months to help us out, and so we've been in this nice place of transition and figuring out how to do things better with teams, and how we can better use employees and contractors, and just make the most out of what we're doing. So yeah, that's what's going on in the business. The thing I wanted to talk about a little bit today is I've been playing more and more with Autopilot in the Model X, and overall I'm really super excited about it. So before we got the new update this week with the Autopilot with navigation, I spent a little time basically using Autopilot as much as possible in different situations. Obviously we've had it since we picked it up, played with it a little bit once it went active. But now that we've had the car for about a month, we are, sort of getting used to everything else. So we're moving on to really experimenting with Autopilot and how best to use it. And just to get an overall sense of how good it works for us and our needs. And basically around here in Frisco, on a day-to-day basis. Some of the places that we've used it, that I've enjoyed using it, it's great on the highway, it's great on the big roads, tollways, things like that, it's fine. I haven't had a chance to actually use the Autopilot with navigation. We're going to make a real video about that probably in the next week or so to get a better sense of what that's like. But, obviously highways, toll roads, things like that, Autopilot works great. In the beginning, when I would show Autopilot to people, it was a little jerky at first, had trouble finding the roads sometimes. The new update and the better use of the cameras around the car makes it so much better. It's so much smoother. We had some issues early on with people cutting us off while we were on Autopilot, and it would slam on the brakes. Super scary at the time. Feel better about it now, but it was pretty freaky in the beginning, especially with people in the car who who had never experienced Autopilot before and weren't sure what they were thinking about it at the time. It was a little scary, but we've gotten used to it. It's much better now with the software update, and yeah, it works really well on the big roads. City driving is completely different and super interesting with Autopilot. I've had really good luck just in stop and go traffic, just setting the Autopilot and sort of just riding along as the car does its thing. It does really well stopping. I've gotten started out with it, stopping as far away as possible from the car in front of me. Have eventually shifted down to a little closer. That still gets a little uncomfortable sometimes, but that's okay, I guess. Overall, like if my morning drive and heading into the office and things like that, it does so well. It follows traffic really well. In heavy traffic, it's been totally fine. Haven't had any issues with daylight or sunlight or night or anything like that. We just set it. It follows the car ahead of you as long as we don't get to a stoplight or there's a fly flying around me. As long as, we don't get caught by a stoplight or anything like that, or, come across a stop sign, no issues, totally fine, and a completely enjoyable experience. If you're on the fence about whether or not you will use Autopilot, my suggestion is, I think they're letting you do a test of it now, and I think you should definitely do the test. You know, I'm excited by the prospect of sort of what the future of driving is. I think that's part of why I got into electric cars. That's part of why the Tesla experience was so interesting to me, and is now so important to me. I feel like, you know, we're heading towards cars just driving themselves, and we're heading there fast. You know, I think Teslas probably could do it now if they would just unlock the feature and just let it go. Of course, you know, there's laws and rules that prevent that, but I think we're probably a lot closer than we think even. Because of that, I'm much more willing to experiment and test those things. If you're not comfortable with it, I think it's good to try it once if you have an opportunity to maybe ride in a car and experience it, maybe go do the Tesla test drive or something like that. It'll help you get a better feel for what the experience is like. The first time you do it, it's really weird. There's no question about that. It feels strange, and you know, the car is capable of doing a lot of things by itself that you just don't expect. For us, it's been a really good experience. I like using it. I honestly am to the point now where I'm using it almost every day for one reason or another. And I think that you'll find that you'll be the same way once you get comfortable with it as well. Use the test drive, use the test that they're giving in the cars. But if you had to ask me straight up yes or no, should you add Autopilot to your Tesla, I would say yes, hands down. I think you're going to end up loving it. I think it's the future, and I think that once you realize how nice it can be, you're going to be sold. No questions asked. Hey, if you don't like Autopilot, I'd love to know why. Tell me down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on why you don't like it. I'd love to hear that. I think maybe I am a little blinded, and I think there probably is another side to the story, but I don't know what it is. So let me know down in the comments why you don't like Autopilot. Hey, if it's your first time here at the channel, I usually don't film on a cell phone, so this video probably looks a little different. But thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the videos. Going forward, we're going to have a nice set schedule and more videos coming out. It's been super busy, and we're trying to get the most out of this whole thing. And honestly, we've just been having fun driving the Tesla, so more videos coming, weekly videos about the Tesla. If there's something you want to know, or if there's a question you have, leave it down below in the comments. I'm happy to answer it. New Tesla videos weekly. I can't thank you enough for watching these. If you want to see them weekly, be sure to click subscribe and click the bell. And yeah, we'll do it again next week. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.